Greetings, cyberdogs and citizens of the internet. This is ReNDoG coming at you from this Season 4 Episode 50 World Tour Special. In this episode, we are going to be taking a world tour of my Minecraft survival world, having a look at some of the current projects and some of my favorite builds to date in this series, and we're going to be taking a closer look at all of the awesomeness that you see before you, including such delights as the Mob Castle build over there in the distance, the Cyberdog Monument, Mole City, the Nether Portal Temple, the MOLEHOLE Castle, and the Cyberdog Drive-In. We'll also be stopping by some other really special builds along the way, as well as meeting some of the very interesting characters that we have managed to accrue over 4 seasons of Minecraft survival. And speaking of special, if you are new to the ReNDoG's channel, I welcome your asses. At the end of this episode, we're going to be taking a very special journey along that beautiful railway line that you see behind me to one of my favorite builds in this survival world. And let me tell you something, if you haven't seen it yet, it is going to blow your freaking minds. And of course, if you are new to the ReNDoG channel from somewhere on the internet, there is no better time than now to hit that subscribe button so that you can keep up with the progress of this world and all the other awesome games that I play on my channel. So hit that subscribe button, I thank you. Well, my friends from all over the world, without further ado, I hope you have a tasty ass beverage. I hope you've got some crunchy ass snacks, because it is time to go on a Minecraft survival world tour. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends from all over the world, on behalf of MoleMart Corporation, I would like to thank each and every one of you for purchasing the extortionately priced ticket for this ReNDoG Survival World Tour. But guys, I am so super excited for today's episode, because today we are going to be having a look at some of the amazing things that we have achieved in this Minecraft survival series over the last 3 years of playing. It has been an absolutely fantastic ride, and we have done some incredible work around here. And for those of you guys who are new, I just cannot wait to show it all off. Why don't we start right here in front of the MOLEHOLE Castle. This was the very first thing that I built, my very first base in this Minecraft survival series, and if you can believe it, this giant castle started off as nothing more than a hole in the side of a freaking mountain. I believe that hole was in this position over here, and over the first 2 seasons or so, we built up a giant castle structure that is known as the MOLEHOLE Castle. I can tell you now that the view from this position in Season 1 was extremely different to what you can see over here. Now let's get our buttholes into this castle, and I'm going to take you through the castle one floor at a time. As you can see, we've got a first floor over here that branches off into numerous directions. This way goes to one of my favorite builds in my world called the Nether Portal Temple. We're going to take a look at that in a moment. But of course, every castle in Minecraft must have a place to store all your goods. This was our very first storage facility. As you guys can see, we've sort of got these places where we store everything. We've got our chests. These are the cupboards, if you will, of the MOLEHOLE Castle, and we have built most of the stuff in our world directly out of the chests in the MOLEHOLE Castle. Now that's all changed in Season 4 because we built a new storage facility, which you'll be seeing a little bit later in this tour. But let's go into the Nether Portal Temple, one of my favorite builds ever in this Minecraft survival world. And as you can see, it is glorious, made mostly out of blocks from the Nether, a whole bunch of Nether bricks that you can see, and just some really beautiful touches. This was one of the very first builds that I focused heavily on detail, and I focused a lot on trying to make it look as beautiful as possible. We come through this door, which is in fact an etho door, and as you can see, it is a beautiful nethery temple in here dedicated to the Nether portal. The very first time that I went to the Nether was a very scary adventure for me, and it was amazing. Of course, the Nether opens up so much for you in Minecraft, and I decided to build a temple dedicated to this very purpley and very frightening structure. And as you can see, it is just glorious in here. Not only do we have a very nethery, very evil feel in here, but we also have the sounds of fire. We've got the sounds of the temple. We've got the sounds of lava. All in all, when you enter here, you enter at your own risk. This is a perilous place to go. The Nether Portal Temple, one of my favorite builds. Looks like one of our pistons is broken here. Oh no, that was just a glitch. But that is the Nether Portal Temple, guys. Absolutely love it in there. And that pretty much concludes the first floor of the Molehole Castle. Now, what we did, which was one of the very first and most interesting things that we did in this series, is that we built a tree directly in the center of this mountain. And we built this tree to go all the way out through the top of the mountain. And at the very top of the mountain, we made a lava ball. The idea was that when I got lost in the wilderness, I would be able to see that lava ball from a distance and be able to get my butt home. We'll be going up there a little bit later, but let's go up to the second floor of the Molehole Castle. And there are a couple of interesting things to show you over here. If we go through this door, we come to a stairwell that takes us up a giant spiraling staircase to the Wizard's Tower. Now, the Wizard's Tower was built in honor of the wonderful block known as the Enchanting Table. And as you guys can see, I created a room out of library books, and inside of this room we have our enchanting table, and this is where we come and do all of our enchanting. I absolutely love it in here. It's got such a, I don't know how to describe it. It's got a bit of a Harry Potter feel to it, I suppose, but it's definitely wizardy, and it's got a nice blue pokey roof on it that looks like a wizard's hat. But this is where we do all of our enchanting, the Wizard's Tower. It's got glass windows that lets us look out across our world. We used to be able to see more from here, but of course structures started to pop up all over the place. And through here we can see Grand Molehole Station, another one of my favorite builds that we're going to be taking a look at in a second. Next up on the second floor of the Molehole Castle is the Furnace Room. Of course, every Minecraft survival castle needs a good place to do some smelting. And let me tell you guys, thousands of blocks have been smelted in this room over the last 3 years, and most of the builds that required smelting have come directly out of there. I absolutely love the Furnace Room, and it's just so awesome to think how much amazingness has come out of that freaking Furnace Room. So awesome. Now, that concludes the second story of the Molehole Castle. Let's get up into the third story of the Molehole Castle, another very interesting floor. Not much going on over here, except, of course, for this wonderful bit of jazz-tastic awesomeness. This is Grand Molehole Station, our railway station that takes us to all the most important parts of our world. And as you can see, it looks absolutely awesome out here. You can see the railway lines going off in different directions. Some of them loop around, some of them go out into the yonder distance, and all the way in the back there you can see the graveyard, which we're going to be taking a look at too. Now let's have a look at some of the lines that we have got currently set up here. We've got a line that takes us all the way to the Lakeside Villa, another build we're going to be looking at. This takes us to the strip mine outpost, where we do a bunch of our mining and our strip mining. This takes us to Dogtown, which is one of the very first NPC villages that we found in this survival world. This takes us to Silkworm Gang Island, and I mentioned in the intro that we're going to be going at the end of this episode to see something very special, and that is what we're going to have a look at, guys. Silkworm Gang Island is a freaking beautiful thing to behold. We also have a line here that doesn't go anywhere just yet. It is reserved for something else that we're going to be building in our world. Now, there's only one other thing on the third floor of the Molehole Castle here, and this is known as the Butthole. This is a very old dark room mob spawner that we created, I believe, in Season 2, and we were using it to try and get some experience points, but unfortunately this thing does not work as well as it used to. The subsequent Minecraft patches have sort of nerfed dark room spawner rooms over a period of time, and that is exactly why in Season 4 we started working on that giant build that you can see behind the Pokemon ball. That is a massive mob spawning facility, currently one of our biggest projects in Season 4. We're going to be taking a closer look at that a little bit later in this tour. But guys, there is only one more spot inside of the Molehole Castle that I want to take your asses, and that is straight into my bedroom, man. This is where the magic happens, as they say in Minecraft cribs. This is my bedroom, guys. It has been my bedroom for an extremely long time, and I built it so that I could look out of the windows and behold everything that I was creating inside of my Minecraft survival world. And there in the distance, you can see the Great Bridge. We started this episode at the very top of that bridge, and the strip mine outpost is behind that one. But this gives us a really great view of Mole City, which is going to be the next stop of our tour after I've had a sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to you the first character of our world tour today. This is Paloma the Black Kitty Cat. Isn't she adorable? She is named after my real-life MAMADOG'S second favorite cat, called Paloma, and Paloma means butterfly, I believe, which is adorable. But this kitty cat has saved my butt from many a creeper, I can tell you guys, and I absolutely loves her. She's gonna chill on my bed now while I take you guys on the rest of today's tour. So we're in part 2 of the tour, and what better place to start than right here at the DOGOLITH. Now, you guys would have seen this at the beginning, way yonder in the distance. Let me explain for you, those of you guys who are new, what is going on here. This is a structure called the DOGOLITH, and it is a giant monolith dedicated to the subscribers and viewers of the ReNDoG channel. And as you guys can see, over the last 4.5 seasons, I have been putting the names of subscribers onto the wall of this giant monolith structure. And today is no exception. I have added, hang on, I'm showing you my butt right now. That's kind of rude, isn't it? Okay, let me try and turn around and get some camera action. There we go. And today is no exception, my friends. I have added 12 more cyberdogs to the DOGOLITH. Please welcome to the DOGOLITH VV Pestilence, Fire Destroy, Red Dog Power 321, Fritosito, New Cutie, Corn Beige, Sandra Miller, Amazing Visser 3, Ren the Crying Onion, Martin Backer, Ice Spike, and Plex. Welcome to the DOGOLITH, and thank you for your support, guys. Thanks for watching all of my videos and being so awesome. You have been immortalized in the interbubs forever. And as always, friends, if you want to stand the chance of being added to the DOGOLITH, you need to be a subscriber of the ReNDoG channel. Leave me a constructive comment on one of my videos. I choose you guys randomly from there. There is also a thread on dogcraft.net, which is the official Cyberdog fan community. It's free to join, and there's a thread where you can leave your YouTube username to stand a chance of being added to the DOGOLITH. You know, guys, it blows my mind to think about how many cyberdogs I've added to this thing. There must be hundreds of you on here, and currently we are on the 4th floor of this structure, and in season 4, of course, we're going to be completing the sides of that 4th floor, so we have a ton more of you guys to add to the DOGOLITH over the next 50 episodes. But from one awesome freaking towering structure to another, why don't we take ourselves up to the very top of the life tree here? And for those of you guys who have been with me since season 1, you'll remember this build. We constructed this tree after much toiling. Back in those days, it was much harder to grow really massive trees, and man, it was a struggle to do. But check it out. There is a beautiful little viewing platform up here, which gives us an immaculate view of our Minecraft survival world, overlooking Mole City down there, the Pokemon Ball, otherwise known as the Cyberdog Monument, and all across the lands of RENTOPIA. Glorious stuff. Next up on today's tour, guys, we're going to be going to take a look at Mole City. Well, here we are back on the 1st floor of the MOLEHOLE Castle, and let's come down into the dog kennels. I want to introduce you guys to 4 really awesome characters in my Minecraft survival world. Please put your paws together for Rorschach, Nugget, Fido, and Jock the Second. This is my dog pack that sometimes come with me on adventures, although they are kind of stupid and I'm really scared of them dying, so I usually just leave them here to chill. Jock the Second is a replacement for Jock the First, as you can imagine, who died tragically. It was one of our very first dogs. Fido, I believe, was named, one of you subscribers named Fido. Nugget was also a subscriber named Doggy, and Rorschach is named after my brother from the same freaking mama's dog, who is also called Rorschach. So those are some interesting characters chilling in the MOLEHOLE Castle. Now, speaking of interesting characters, I want to introduce you to a very special friend and the very first villager to join this giant community over here known as RENTOPIA. Please say hello to Beatrice the Butler. Oh, hello there, Beatrice. This is Beatrice's courtyard, and this is Beatrice's quarters. She is the butler of the MOLEHOLE Castle, and as you can see, I've made her a very humble abode. Unfortunately, Beatrice and I have had a recent fallout over, well, something I don't really want to get into, but I may or may not be flirting with the nurse in my Terraria episode, and Beatrice is not happy with that. As you can see, she separated our beds. We used to sleep together. Oh, the shame. But Beatrice is a very interesting character, my friends, because she was, in fact, once an infected villager. We cured her from her undead state, and she was the first villager to join us here in our wonderful survival world. But she was a zombie, and this is the reason why I keep her separated from the general population of Mole City, because I don't want her zombie genes infecting the gene pool. Now, before we venture into Mole City, my friends, to have a look at one of the most awesome parts of our survival world, I would like to introduce you to Diablo del Pollo. This is a nether chicken called Diablo. I found this chicken in the nether, and I dragged his butthole all the way back to the MOLEHOLE Castle because I thought it was so awesome that I found a chicken in the nether. Unfortunately, he's got a little bit of an evil side to him, and he has caused some serious chaos around our world over the years, and hopefully he hasn't been up to anything in Season 4 just yet, but who knows what may befall this place when Diablo feels in the mood. Now, this brings us very nicely on to the next part of our world tour, and that is to have a look at Mole City. Before we do that, I would like to introduce you to the pumpkin-brained golem called Greg. He has been protecting my love Beatrice and Diablo for many years now, doing an excellent job. He's a bit of a brainless twit, but he does have a pumpkin for a brain, so, you know, he can be excused for that. Now, let's take the doorway into Mole City, guys. This place is essentially the ongoing project of my Minecraft survival world. The ongoing massive project of my Minecraft survival world. Let me just add that. What we are trying to achieve here in Mole City is building, well, the clue's in the name. We are trying to build a city. And this city, as you can see, is basically broken up into districts. We have currently been working on this district over here, which is called the GRISWOLD family apartments. And as you can see, we've got a couple of apartment blocks here, some really nice little rooms here and there. We can go up to the second floor too. You guys can see really beautiful apartments. I mean, some of these apartments have absolutely gorgeous views. Look at that. Looking over the city, and on this side, well, this looks directly into a tree, but it does have a beautiful view over here. A very nice set of apartments here, guys, dedicated, of course, to GRISWOLD, which is the next character we're going to meet. He is the blacksmith of Mole City. There he is, tending to his freaking anvil over there, and GRISWOLD is our source of Eyes of the Ender. So he's a very important villager to us, and he was brought here from Dogtown, another NPC village that we found way back in the day. Now, he has a wife, and she stays right here in the Mole Mart Bazaar. Now, the Mole Mart Bazaar is one of our latest builds. This was done in Season 4. You can see that it's actually a very different style to some of the older builds. There's a lot more detail to it, and it's just much better than my older builds. So, you know, one of my favorite places, actually. And of course, here is the sort of entrance into the Mole Mart Bazaar. Essentially, this is a superstore. And here we have Hippolyta. She is an Amazonian, and I brought her to Mole City from another NPC village that I found that, interestingly enough, just has ladies in it. There are no men in that village. So Hippolyta was brought here to marry GRISWOLD, and her and GRISWOLD populated Mole City, or they are populating Mole City, shall I say. Getting busy, getting busy. Now, earlier in the tour, guys, I showed you the storage rooms. This is the Mole Mart Bazaar, essentially a giant superstore. But essentially what it is our brand new storage facility. This is where I am now storing all of our goods in the survival series, and I tried to make it look like a giant superstore, like Walmart or something like that. And I think it looks absolutely fan-freaking-tastic in here. And at the back of the Mole Mart Bazaar, we have the Nether Market. Right here is where we keep all the disgusting stuff, like bones and eyeballs, slime and freaking magma cream, ender eyes, ender pearls, tears, and all of that sort of jazz. And we also have an ender chest back here. Absolutely love the Nether Market. It is beautiful. And that is essentially all that we need to have a look at here in the Walmart Bazaar. One of my favorite builds to date. It took a long ass time to build, but it is beautiful. Here we have a sort of market area just outside of the bazaar. These villages are where we get some emeralds. We can get emeralds for rotten flesh, for coal, and for string, which is very, very useful. These villages are sons and daughters of GRISWOLD and Hippolyta, and they are now trapped as marketers for the rest of their freaking existences. Now, guys, on this side of Mole City, we have an unbuilt district. This is going to be known as the Nether district. Of course, it is in front of the Nether Portal Temple, and this district is going to be kind of like an evil district when we eventually get to building it. Now, let's go around the circumference of Mole City to go to the next big part of our tour. This sucker over here is known as the Cyberdog Monument. And wow, is this an absolutely epic build. This is a structure built dedicated to the cyberdogs out there who have donated to me or who are VIPs and subscribers to my fan site, dogcraft.net. I built the structure for them completely out of quartz, which I mined out of the nether, spent most of my life during that year mining quartz out of the nether to build this thing. And it just looks absolutely glorious, doesn't it? And here you can see some of the cyberdogs that I have added to the Cyberdog Monument. I also have some other friends added here who have been with me and who have helped to build my channel. A lot of the moderators on dogcraft.net, a lot of people that have helped me over the years, they are here, and a few of my family members have been added to the Cyberdog Monument too. So a very important build to me. I absolutely love it in here. Now, as we approach the center of Mole City, you can see a beautiful golden staircase that's slowly taken shape. This is known as ReNDoG's Monument, and this monument is being constructed in memory of my grandmother, who gave me some excellent advice in my life, and that was to always climb that golden staircase to get to the very top. No matter how hard life becomes, there is always a stair in front of you that you can climb. And I am building this staircase out of gold over time in memory of my grandmother. Every time I find some gold in an adventure, I come and add a couple more blocks to this, and we have been building this thing for ages now. Still a whole bunch of gold to be found, but eventually we will have a beacon put in the center of this monument. It's going to look absolutely awesome. Now, speaking of monuments, I'd like to take you into one of my favorite builds in my entire world. This is MAMADOG'S greenhouse. I built this dedicated to my mother, who is a big fan of nature and who has a greenhouse of her own. And this is the place where we store all of our flowers, where we store all of our bone meal and our vines. And if I want to come and get flowers to make dye or flowers for decoration, I come into MAMADOG'S greenhouse. As you can see, it is a very beautiful build. Absolutely awesome. Dedicated to my mama. Right here in the fountain of MAMADOG'S greenhouse is a secret entrance. You might be able to see over there is a pressure plate. If we land on that pressure plate, we get pushed down into a secret passageway that takes us back into the MOLEHOLE castle. But that is a story for another day, because we got a ton still to see on this world tour. Now, before we leave Mole City to continue on our world tour, my friends, there is one more character that I would like to introduce your asses to. Please say hello to Big Mac the Mushroom. I found this mushroom in a mushroom biome, and I dragged his ass back here and put him in his own beautiful pen. Look at this. He is basically the god of of Mole City, the cow god, or the cow mushroom god, I suppose, of Mole City, and he's been here for a very long time. When we found our very first mushroom biome, we dragged this cow back here. It was probably 3,000 or 4,000 blocks back. It was an absolutely ridiculous odyssey to get his bovine butthole back, but we did, and Big Mac is now the overseer of Mole City. Ladies and gentlemen, currently on the ReNDoG World Tour, just a friendly reminder from Walmart Corp that refreshing beverages and tasty snacks are available from the snack cart at extremely high prices. I hope you have brought your gold nugget credit cards. Thank you! Welcome back, my friends, to the next part of today's world tour. Man, I can't believe how much there is to show you today. I thought this tour would be over quite quickly, but it is not, and I am totally happy about that, because man, do I still have some amazing things to show you, and we're going to be going on some epic railway journeys very, very shortly. But before we get to that, my friends, have a look at this. Please welcome yourselves to the stables. This is the place where we keep our horses. Currently, we've got 2 amazing horses on board, Napoleon, the righteous steed, and Atreyu, the very first horse that we tamed. Isn't he a beaut? Ah, what an absolutely glorious steed over there. Our stables are very, very awesome, sort of situated underneath Beatrice's quarters, which are just up there. And this is the farmlands, guys. This is where we get wool, mutton, pork chops, and our favorite food, which is, of course, steakage. What we also used to get from this place was croppage, but in Season 4, I have decided to upgrade our food sources. And what I'm trying to work on here is an automatic crop harvesting system using pistons and redstone. This is currently one of our 2 major builds in the series, and as you can see, it is looking awesome. It's going to be a Victorian greenhouse essentially, and it's going to automatically collect potatoes, wheat, vines, melons, pumpkins, carrots, and all of that sweet jazz. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I'm having such a good time making this build, and of course, if you want to continue watching the progress of this build, make sure that you're subscribed, my friends. Make sure that you follow this channel. But check it out. We can also get sugarcane from here, and it's one of the very first places that we actually worked on in this world. Now, from one of the very first places we worked on to one of the very newest completed builds, I'm going to take you along this very nice rural path to one of my favorite structures in my Minecraft survival world, known as the CyberDog Drive-In. Now, this is another structure built dedicated to the subscribers and viewers of my channel, and essentially what I did was create a drive-in movie theater. There is the giant screen, and of course this is where you come and park yourself to watch the movie. And I don't know, I can't remember exactly what episode it was, but it was about 15 episodes or so ago, I showcased a CyberDog made film on this big screen. All of us came here, we bought some tasty beverages, some crunchy snacks, and we sat here and watched a film created by one of you guys. And I'm going to continue to do that right here in the CyberDog Drive-In. And for you filmmakers out there that want to be featured right here in the CyberDog Drive-In, it is very, very easy. I'm going to put a link in the description box below that'll take you to the thread on dogcraft.net where you can submit your films for consideration. And when I find a film that I absolutely love, we're going to be coming back here to watch it on the big screen. So absolutely freaking sweet place. Love the build and absolutely loved the CyberDog Drive-In premiere. If you guys haven't watched that yet, link in the description box below. Now, let's carry on with our tour, guys. It is time to get our butts into some rail carts. Welcome back, friends, to Grand MOLEHOLE Station in the MOLEHOLE Castle. We're going to be taking our very first rail journey all the way to the strip mine outpost, and this is going to give us the opportunity to cross the Great Bridge where this world tour started today. It's also going to give you a great opportunity to see some of the beautiful railway line journeys that we've got here. You know, I'm a big fan of railway lines. I love railway lines in Minecraft, and it's one of the reasons that I dislike ender pearls. I feel like ender pearls kind of make railway lines useless, and it makes me a little bit sad because I really love putting railway lines together, and as you can see, I've spent a lot of time on doing it. And this railway line takes us directly into the strip mine outpost, one of my least favorite builds in the series, but something that I did want to show you. This is the place where we do all of our strip mining. We come down here to get our resources, all of our stone, all of our cobble, and of course all the bonuses that come with it, iron and lapis, redstone, and sometimes diamonds. And this strip mine outpost is supposed to represent a sort of nuclear fueled or lava fueled mining operation, and of course most of the materials that you see in the builds around our world have come directly out of the strip mine, and that's pretty much why I wanted to show it to you guys. It's a pretty important build for that particular reason. I don't particularly like coming here because it may not look like it, but the building itself is completely unsymmetrical. You can actually see there the 2 towers are different sizes, and it just drives my OCD crazy. Absolutely hate that build, but it's a reminder to myself to make sure that I never do that mistake again, which is why I keep it around. Now, we are going to be heading to the next part of today's tour, guys. This is the Lakeside Villa. This was originally built as our holiday home away from home. And right here is the Lakeside Villa Harbour, a place where we can connect back to the MOLEHOLE Castle via this railway line, or the strip mine outpost via this one. Or when we go off on adventures across the ocean, we've got a harbour that we can come and park our boat in, get out and get back into Mole City and go home. Now, as you can see, the Lakeside Villa is indeed a grandiose build. Very, very posh, very, very upper class, and it is essentially my villa, okay? It's my holiday home that I spent a lot of time making. We've got a guard house here too. Unfortunately, the guard died. He got owned on the railway line. But if we come into the Lakeside Villa, my friends, look at this gorgeous place. We have a miniature life tree in the center, and it's just a beautiful, relaxing place for me to come and chill after some heavy, heavy days of crafting. We also have a lounge, the Lakeside Villa Lounge. This is the bar where I get my zombie brain cocktails. We've got a jukebox over here if we want to get some dancing going on. And if we go upstairs around here, it takes us into my bedroom in the Lakeside Villa with a wonderful view across Mole City. And if we go even further up the staircase, we get onto the roof where all the magic happens. Up here is a sort of party zone. We've got a jacuzzi that we can chill in. We've got a bar back there for some more zombie brain cocktails, and of course a wonderful view over the ocean. And we've got these lounges too where we can suntan. Now, the interesting thing about the Lakeside Villa build is that it is situated in between two biomes. One biome is this ice biome, and another biome is the jungle biome, and sometimes it snows and rains and has sunshine all at the same time here. It's a pretty strange place to be when that is happening and all that weather is going down, but very, very interesting. And that's the Lakeside Villa, my friends. I really do like this build, although I feel like it needs a little bit of updating. I might get to that over the next few seasons or so. But while we are here in this part of our world, I want to take you to the second major project of Season 4. And this right here, guys, is our brand new Butthole. I told you guys earlier in the world tour that there was a dark room structure in the MOLEHOLE Castle that was spawning mobs that I was using as a mob spawning trap, but we have upgraded that somewhat. Welcome to Mob Castle. This is a giant mob spawning facility with a 23 drop structure, and essentially what we have underneath here, underneath this block of polished andesite, is a zombie spawner, and that zombie spawner is filtering zombies via aqueducts that run underneath the ocean here that have ice floors to make those aqueducts move very fast. The zombies are pushed along these aqueducts up here, along more aqueducts. They're dragged up this huge aqueduct all the way to the top, sent along the top, and then drop down this structure. They land over here, take almost fatal damage, and this is where I can kill them and collect their items and their XP balls. So this is slowly but surely becoming our huge source of XP and mob bits. But as you can see, it is an absolutely massive structure, and currently our primary goal in the series. Still a lot of work to be done around here. As you can see, it's looking very plain and needs to have a lot of detail work done to it, and it needs to be finished off. But an absolutely epic and major build, currently known as the Elephant, because it does look like a freaking elephant right now. But over the next 20 episodes of this season, we are going to be finishing this bad boy off, and it is gonna be awesome. Well, crazy as it may sound, my friends, that is pretty much everything that I wanted to show you in this part of our Minecraft survival world. There is only one more place that I want to take you guys today, and that is to a place that I love with all of my heart and soul. It is called Silkworm Gang Island, and we're going to be taking a gloriously beautiful railway line all the way to Silkworm Gang Island to end this tour, and I'm going to be showing you basically one of my proudest builds ever in Minecraft, one of the things that I'm the most proud of, and one of the things that means the most to me also in my Minecraft world. So that's going to be absolutely epic, and we're going to be taking this line to get there. Before we do, though, there's one more thing that I want to show you, and that is the graveyard. If you are brand new to the ReNDoG channel, and this is the first ReNDoG video that you've ever watched, well, I've got a confession to make. I am pretty good at dying in Minecraft survival. In fact, I've died so many times in this series that I decided to create a graveyard to commemorate each of my deaths. And each section of this graveyard has been separated into seasons. This is the season 1 graveyard. You can see all the times that I've died. I fell to my death from building that giant lava ball. I was the MOLEHOLE got owned by Herobrine. I was killed by an Enderman. You get the picture. Every single section of this graveyard has a graveyard for a gravestone anyway, for the deaths that I have succumbed to in this series. And we are currently on season 4 right now. The season 4 graveyard is all the way down here. And as you can see, I've made it slightly bigger this time around. In fact, I have 3 new graves to add to this place, which I'm going to be doing in the next episode. But this is the graveyard of RENTOPIA, guys. This is where I come to lay my bones to rest when I die in this series. Just a little bit of fun, and yeah, as you can see, it is always growing, unfortunately. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am delighted to announce that we are now entering the final section of the ReNDoG World Tour. Just a quick announcement to say that usage of the lavatories is going to cost you 67 gold nuggets. Thank you. Well, guys, I gotta tell you, man, I've had such an absolute blast doing this episode with you guys today. I hope you have enjoyed this world tour. It ain't over yet, because we've got one more very special place to see. We're going to be taking a beautiful railway journey all the way there. And man, have I had an amazing time with you guys today on this world tour. I have absolutely loved it, man. And you know, it kind of blows my mind how much we have achieved in the last 3.5 or 4.5 seasons of Minecraft Survival. None of this world would have been possible without the support of you guys from all over the world. You guys that have been with me from the beginning, you guys that have just joined me, you are the reason that I do this, and you are the reason why this beautiful place is coming out of the ground, and it is slowly becoming something that we can all be proud of as a Cyberdog Nation and as a Minecraft community. And as you can see, this railway line takes us through some gorgeous terrain, over another little mini bridge over here, a nice little iced up lake into a tunnel. And on the other side of this tunnel, my friends, is one of my proudest builds that I have ever made, and one of the most special builds to me, because I built it during a very crazy time in my life. Please say hello to Silkworm Gang Island, an entirely autonomous community far away from MOLEHOLE Castle, and a build that I am delighted and absolutely excited to show you, because I worked so hard on this build, and it just turned out so amazingly beautifully. Now we need to get up here as soon as possible, because as you can see, we have got a bit of an undead invasion in the treehouse. But this railway cart is going to take us all the way into the Silkworm Gang Island station. And there in the distance, you can see what is essentially a fort. Now, I built this place in honor of the Silkworm Gang, whom I was the leader of when I was in junior school. When I was about 10 years old, I started a gang at my school called the Silkworm Gang. And to get into my gang, you had to give me some of your silkworms. And we built a fort in our school grounds. Of course, the fort looked nothing like this. It was nowhere near as awesome as this, but we built a fort around a mulberry tree, and it inspired me to make this beautiful village, is essentially what it is. And it is an amazing place. If we go up to the... Oh no. Uh-oh. Okay, this is not good. This is not good. Hold on, guys. I got a bit of a zombie issue to deal with. Well, sorry about that, my friends. Just had to deal with the zombie infestation, which has now been done, and I have slept the night away. And now we can continue our tour of Silkworm Gang Island. On the ground floor here, we've got a whole bunch of apartments. You can see that we already have some gang members in here. There's some storage in here. Some more houses are dotted around the place. We've got a bit of a food growing system over here, some chests. And of course, we have a spiraling staircase that takes us up into the treehouse fort. Man, can't wait to take you guys up there. Up here is a few more apartments, which I really like. A couple of bunk beds. And, you know, this kind of reminds me of at school when we used to go to those camps. You know, with your schoolmates, you used to bunk out in these sort of places. And this is my bedroom, by the way, in the Silkworm Gang Island. But, you know, you used to have to bunk with your friends in those bungalows and stuff like that. And that's essentially what these things are. Now, at the very top of this tree line, you you can see a treehouse fort, which is what we're going to have a look at now. This is essentially the Silkworm Gang Fort treehouse, which, as I was mentioning earlier, was built in honor of my Silkworm Gang, which was the fort that we had was built around a tree. So I decided to make a giant ass treehouse. If I could do it all over again, I would have made a treehouse for my real fort. Now, this treehouse is made up of a bunch of different rooms, which is really cool. If we go up this staircase here, we're taken to a sort of crow's nest, which gives us a view of the whole world. If we go across this bridge, we get to a battle room up there, and another room at the very top that gives us a good view back across the river toward Mole City. And here, of course, is something that I call the Goxy drop. This is a way that we can get out of the treehouse very, very quickly, and it is a design inspired by my real-life brother, the real Gox. When we were playing Minecraft together a few years ago, he used to do this all the time, and that sort of inspired me to make that. And that's how we get out of the treehouse fort. Now, around the circumference of the fort is a fortified wall. And this is, of course, to keep out the nemesises of the Silkworm Gang, which are the Space Gang. And we are still to make the Space Gang a fort, but we have scouted a wonderful location for the Space Gang fort. I can't even describe it to you guys, but let me tell you, it is absolutely amazing. We're going to be building that fort in Season 4. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, I don't know what you're doing, man. We got so much awesome work to do in this series coming up. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Well, my friends, that pretty much concludes today's World Tour episode. I have had such an amazing time showing you guys all of the stuff that we have achieved together over the last 3 years, and it really has blown my mind to go back and see some of the things that we've done. I'm just so proud of this world, and I'm so proud of this community, and I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for watching this video, for watching my series, and for supporting me on YouTube. It's been the best time ever that I've ever had in my life doing this whole YouTube thing, and I'm going to continue to do it until I'm old and freaking gray and wrinkly, because there's nothing I would rather be doing in this world than what I'm doing right here. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, help me out, hit that freaking like button, and if you haven't subscribed yet, well, hit the subscribe button, my friends, so that you can keep up with this series. Thank you so much for watching, my friends, and I seriously cannot wait to see each and every one of you in the next episode.